On this episode of Redneck Light, part 3 of my steering gear rebuild, I show you how to replace your steering coupling. I found mine to be completely destroyed after I removed my steering gear, and the replacement has some instructions to convert the factory configuration to something that I feel isn't quite as safe. So I show you a way to retain the factory design of the steering coupling, maintaining the safety factor, while still being easy enough to do by a home mechanic and more cost effective than trying to source a new old stock Ford tilt steering shaft. So stay tuned, I'll walk you through the whole process. So our next step is going to be the bolts here. There's one up there at the top and one on the bottom. Alignment may vary depending on the car. Just got to take those two bolts off. I think there's a nut on the end we also have to hold with a wrench, but hopefully that won't be an ordeal. All right, so working on taking the rag joint off. One little tip, it's 9/16 bolt and nut, by the way. Use your steering wheel lock to your advantage. I had it unlocked so I can move the wheel around. If I tried to unbolt it here, since the wheels are off the ground, it moves all over the place. But if we lock the steering wheel, we don't have to worry about it. That was an ordeal. Because basically I had to do 9/16 wrench on the nut and then a 9/16 on that bolt there. What you're seeing hanging down there is coming from the steering column. And that rag joint, by the way, is wasted. I'm going to have to get a new one of those. What I ended up doing was getting it undone from underneath the car, which was a nightmare because of how much fluid was dripping down and everything else. But easiest thing to do here is to turn the steering wheel and then get it, and then turn the key to lock it. I didn't even realize it, but I only took like half of it off. There's that little frame that's kind of resting on the steering column bolts, and then the rag joint itself is, like I said, all disintegrated. So I got to take those two bolts off there to completely disconnect it. And this is where I started to realize something wasn't quite right. You see, the service manual describes those bolts that I see as rivets that cannot be removed. I did some research. What you're seeing is not how the Mark V came from the factory. Instead of having a nut and a bolt attaching the rag joint to the steering column, it is a rivet. What you're supposed to have to do is take that entire shaft assembly off of the steering column and replace it as a full unit. That part is no longer available, and so the parts that are sold online have a little set of instructions on how you can basically convert this to use a different style of steering coupler. Basically, somebody in the past already did the hard work for me and got those rivets out of the shaft, so I didn't have to deal with that. If you're working with a Mark V that still has the rivets from the factory, unfortunately you're going to have to get in here with a cutoff wheel. Odds are it'll be easier to just remove the shaft, take it to your bench, and then cut off those rivets. Now, the instructions that come with the new steering couplings that you can buy online, I feel are flawed. It basically tells you to get rid of that frame that I'm messing around with right there, and just attach the bolts. And the new couplings have pins on them. The problem with those pins is, since this is a tilt column, that U-joint can move around, and you kind of lose the safety factor, because if the rag joint fails for whatever reason, if the U-joint buckles, you could lose steering a lot easier. Versus this frame design from the factory, you've got that fully enclosed frame that wraps around the steering shaft, so you won't completely lose steering, and it's all mechanically connected. So the method that I'm going to show you in this video is not the method that's included with the little manual, but I feel is a safer method and a better method to replace the steering coupling. Basically, all I really need is this rubber part. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to drill these pins and basically cut these pieces off that aren't compatible, reuse this clamp and this cage thing, and basically reassemble this one to be exactly like this, except use the rubber rag joint here, because I already looked. These are both the same size. The holes do line up correctly. I mean, at this point, what have I got to lose? If I do destroy this, I can just order a second one and hook it up. Like I said, the main reason I'm not just hooking this up and calling it a day is because these pins and this whole contraption here, they exist as a safety mechanism in case, like in this case, if this had completely tore and the rag joint completely split apart, the cage would offer me a secondary way to steer the car until I was able to repair it. If I don't have that safety mechanism, if this tears or fails for whatever reason, I just lose steering, period. All right, let's see how this goes. It's promising. This looks like it's the same style. Let's go ahead and do the other side. Just got to make sure that I'm careful not to hit any of the rubber part so that I don't compromise it. That, folks, is why you wear eye protection. The disc slipped in here. I think it's time for a new one. Yeah, so that old cutting disc seen better days. Also, you want to check, there's an expiration date on the cutting discs. And I guess they're less likely to explode if you use them before the expiration date. That pin should now come out. And there we go. We've got a free rag joint there. It did take a small chunk out of the rubber, but it was pretty dang small. So now let's go reassemble everything so it's compatible. All right. So I think what I need to do first is I need to put this back on the car. And while under the car, put this up on here. Make sure it gets flush with that. And then attach this. So that way I can have it ready for the steering gear. These two will secure to the steering shaft. It'll be this, and then the two little bolts that came with the new one. I'm trying to use new hardware. I even use a new bolt that came with the new clamp. Really, the only pieces we're retaining is this entire clamp piece and then this frame thingy. And I think that should get us in business. So let me go ahead and attach this under the car. All right, let me get you an idea. So this is working out great. Basically what we did here, so you can kind of see how this here frame works. So this is just kind of loose. However, the frame serves as the backup in case these two bolts or this rag joint fails when these two are bolted to the steering. Basically replace those little pins with this little frame contraption. Didn't tighten it too much. Basically you want to get it real tight and snug, but don't make it to where it squishes or deforms the rubber too much. So now, only thing I got to do is put these two bolts in, and then when the time comes, we'll put that end into the input shaft of the steering gear. So basically, I took off the clamp part of the rag joint because I need to put it on the steering gear in order to get everything lined up. I can't do it with it all assembled. The steering wheel roughly lined up, and I was able to get those bolts and nuts threaded together. The difficult part is going to be actually getting them screwed down because I can't really fit an impact. I'm going to have to do it manually with some wrenches. Okay, so progress report here. So I was able to tighten up the bolt on the rag joint, but what I had to do is I tightened from underneath the car. I got it snug on one side, then I unlocked the steering wheel, rotated it, snugged it the other side, rotated it back, got it tight, rotated it one more time, got it tight, and then recentered the wheel. So you just got to pay attention, make sure that you keep your steering wheel centered, you keep your steering gear centered, and you keep your wheels centered. The last thing I'm doing here is I got some long extensions. I am tightening the clamp bolt on the steering gear. And that is it. By itself, the procedure is pretty straightforward, especially compared to if you're removing, installing, and rebuilding a steering gear. You have to keep up with your steering wheel alignment. Like I said, most steering coupler replacements are going to come with instructions that you can follow. You still have to take the entire shaft out of the car and grind off the rivets for the factory rag joint. I didn't have to do that because somebody had already done it before, but that's the one thing I didn't show in this video that you'll probably have to do if your steering coupling is still the one from the factory. But after that step, doing the rebuild the way I did it, you're still going to need a cutting wheel to cut those pins off of the new steering coupling, but you can maintain the factory design of that full frame to protect you in case the rag joint fails in the future. So hope you liked the video. Hope it was helpful. Everything that I use, the steering coupling tools, you can find in the video description. Support me by checking out my affiliate links. It's really helpful. Like, subscribe. Let me know if you've got any suggestions, critiques. I always like to welcome feedback. I'm self-taught, and so anything I can learn along the way is valuable to me. So hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you next time.